everyone, and welcome to another video on High Tor. And today we're looking at building some colour light signals for the High Tor yard. This is the diagram of the High Tor yard. You'll see there's 6 colour light signals, S01 through to S06. Over here we've got our digital command control drawer for this board, and inside this drawer there is the brains of the signal system, which is a CML SIGM 30 board, or SIGM 20, sorry. And that's been mounted, as you can see, on some pillars to lift it up off the board. It's got its Digitrax LocoNet connections, it's got a power connection to it, and all the coloured wires coming out of both the left and the right hand side feed off into the track board and then up into the actual signals themselves. So we'll wire that up on another video, but that's where we're going to be wiring to the yellow, green, red and black wires. So it's over to the signals themselves. This is the instructions. The signals are made by a company called Eckon. Now these are the cheapest signals I could find, and because this is an off-scene staging yard, I wasn't too worried about getting the most expensive and the best looking signals. These are just more for function. These were quite cheap. Got a bulk pack of 5 or 6 of them to be made up as a kit rather than buying them ready-made. And I think it was like 20 or 30 pounds. They're around about $40 or $50, which isn't too bad. So here they are. They come in a bag, and as you can see, bag's complete with the LEDs. We'll bring that out there into the light. You can see it's got an LEDs. It's got a fret there of sprue with various plastic parts to make. It's got an aluminium pole in there and a resistor for wiring up the LEDs so that you can wire it up to 12 volts. So we'll crack on with that. Okay, so let's have a look at what's in the bag. Opening up the package. As I said, we've got all the parts needed to make one signal. The main piece being this particular sprue, which contains the base unit here, contains the upper platform, and put it down so we can see it against and the other, like the safety ring, the ladder here, and telephone box and a couple of stays to hold the ladder against the pole. Got the head here as well, which you can see just there, and then the LEDs will go inside that. We've got the aluminium tube here, which is the post, which I'll probably paint that, spray it up white. Got the back cover for the back of the light head. So we've got the signal head here, and we've got a little cover that goes over the back of that. Difficult to see just here. Hopefully we'll get some better footage when I make it up. So yeah, that just goes straight down on the back like that. Once we put the head in there. Put the LEDs in. We've got our resistor, and we've got pre-wired 3mm yellow, green, and red LEDs with a decent little length of wire on them, pre-wired with their colours, and we'll test those out to see which one's the anode and the cathode before we wire these up. So let's crack on with building these. Okay, what I like first thing to do is to remove these pieces from the sprue. I like to use a pair of sprue cutters to do this. Just place them in, snip from the edge, get the base off, snip it here, there's our base. Just clean those marks up with a piece of emery. Light rub there to remove where those moulding marks were and where they were connected to the sprue. Once we've got the base done, per the instructions. We get the tube and it's a press fit into the hole. We'll get a hammer and give that a light tap. Okay, next step is to take the top housing off, which is the piece that goes on top. So as per before, we use our cutters, cut off the piece we need, get a piece of emery just to clean that up, not too much of a problem. Okay, now this is also a press fit and presses onto the top of the post, making sure it's kind of square there with what's around it, and we'll give that a little bit of a tap into position as well with the hammer, not too much, just gently tapping it down. Great. Just check that rotation again. Good one. And there we are in business there. Got the start of our signal coming along nicely. Okay, the next part is the signal head, which is the part that holds the lights. So this should be an interference fit, which means it just pushes in, no need for any glue. So let's see how that goes. Push it onto the top of the platform. Now we've got the starting to look like a signal now, isn't it? On to the next step. Okay, next step is to add the ladder. So what we need to do is remove the ladder from its sprue here, like we did before with the cutters, very carefully. So, small snip. You can use a knife for this. Held on quite securely here with about 8 different connections to the sprue. So we just want to carefully ease those away so we don't distort or damage the ladder in the process of removing it. Whoop. There we go there. One more, I think. Okay, there's our ladder there. So we'll clean that up where it was connected to the side. Just rub it with the emery until the little connections are all gone and it's clean. That feels good. And the other side. And then before we use any glue, we'll just make sure we do what I call a dry fit here. And we pop that down into there. That looks quite good. Okay, we'll just pull that out a little bit. Good, looking very good there. Okay, so I think what we could do with that is apply a little bit of polystyrene cement. I'm using the Revell brand, but any brand of model making cement will do. And we'll just put a little bit with this pinpoint applicator at the foot, like so. Once this is all weathered, you won't see any of this anyway. So put a little bit up here at the top. And a little drop there too. That's all we'll need to hold that. Leave that to dry off. I'll come back and do the next step. Okay, so made up a few more signals here. We're going to start fitting the small fiddly pieces now. And first thing to do on that one is I like to measure 16mm from the top of the base with a ruler and put a small mark on the pole, just like so. This is where the bottom underside of the telephone box goes. Because it's plastic being stuck to the metal, I like to use some CA glue to help move that on. I use a kicker which just accelerates the speed. So a couple of quick sprays on the actual signal. So we've got a little bit of CA glue, a little bit on the back of the item, and place that onto the pole. Hold it still while the glue just sets, then release it, and that's stuck fast. We'll do the same now with the sign. I'll give it a spray with the kicker, pick up the part, turn it over, a little bit of CA glue, like so, turn it over, place it in position and hold it, count to something, let go, and you see the parts are stuck on now, nice and secure, super fast, don't have to hold it, love the kicker. Okay, the next few parts that we need to put on are all plastic to plastic connections, so we'll use our plastic cement. So the first part that we're putting on is the strut that holds the ladder, or a stay, I believe is the correct name. So I like to place the stay into position, and it goes between the telephone box and the ladder, and then just nudge that into position. I did say this is the fiddly part. So we've got our stay in position. It's nice and straight there. And all I do here is put a little dot of glue, dot of adhesive there, and we're good as gold. Okay, so the next one after the ladder stay is the protection ring, which goes at the top of the ladder and at the platform. So just slide that over, make sure that it's perpendicular to the pole or parallel to the base plate, same thing. Once again, get a dot of plastic cement, make sure that's touching there, and then carefully turn that over to the other side, dot of cement again, like so. Now we get our final piece, which is the last ladder stay. Place that in position, making sure it's lined up the same as the other one. The dot and a dot, and that is the last piece to be connected to the signal. So there you have it. There's a signal entirely complete. Okay, I've completed another few as well here. These are now going to be ready to be painted. So what I'll do is take them to the paint shop and spray them with a white undercoat, and then we'll detail the black parts on them that we need to, weather them up. Final bit we'll do is put the LEDs in. So I'll do that in our next video. So thanks for watching, and any questions let me know.